What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for stopping by. I'd like to welcome you to a brand new Destiny 2 video. Today, I will be walking you through how to grind for Hawkmoon random rolls through the secret mission Harbringer. Now, this video is going to be a lot longer than the rest of my videos that I currently have on my channel, but I tried to include as much information as possible, so if you guys ever get stuck or if you get lost, you can always come back and refer to this video. Now let's jump right into it. Now, before you start this mission, you must have Hawkmoon equipped. I also suggest that you go and see Crow, because he has an exotic quest for an exotic ship. Now, throughout this mission, you'll find random feathers just lying around. If you collect those feathers, it helps progress the Bird of Prey exotic quest to receive the ship. Now, as we get back into my video, once you make it your way through the fireplace and you come through these tunnels, you will come to this door. When you interact with this door, it will open. As you can see in the background gameplay, if you follow the path the same way that I am going, you will make your way out into the reservoir where the dam is located. Now, if I haven't said already, you do not need to use Hawkmoon throughout this whole entire mission. Therefore, I probably wouldn't use it right now, as it takes up an exotic slot. Anarchy comes into a big play on this mission, but you don't have to use it. Wither Horde will work just as good if you do not have Anarchy. Also, I want to let you guys know that match game is in fact enabled during this mission. So make sure you have a loadout that will satisfy those requirements. Also, your gear is not locked during this mission, so feel free to swap back and forth between gear if you need to do so. During this new mission, there are tons of void and solar enemies throughout, so you would definitely need to use Royal Chase and Gnawing Hunger. I highly recommend those two. You will also want to use a hand cannon like Dire Promise or something like that that has osmosis. Now currently I sit at power level 1271 and it was still hard for me. Now I know that the recommended power is 1270, but if you can, I highly suggest that you do this with a fire team before trying to attempt it on your own. If you plan on doing it all by yourself, I suggest that you use the Hunter class for the invisibility ability. Now, this mission is sort of like Whisper and 0 Hour, although there is no time limit, so you can take your time while you are doing this. And after you complete this mission for the first time, it is farmable again through the EDZ, which I'll show you later on in the video. Now, after you complete this mission for the first time, you will be able to continuously farm for Hawkmoon rolls. I personally believe that this brings some value back into the game. Now, once you make your way down the staircase, you'll be in this room. You will have to hunt 3 taken emissaries. Now, this room to me is sort of like a warehouse. There's 6 different main propellers. Where I'm shooting at right now, I believe is propeller 3, and you'll see in the background gameplay as I progress forward exactly where I'm at. Now, at this point in the video, I did not know that match game was enabled. So I was being bombarded by a lot of enemies that were rushing me pretty hard. Now, the thing that is very frustrating with this mission, you will come across a ton of taken goblins, and they all immune each other, and it is very frustrating. So it's hard to get efficient, successful kills. You have to be patient when you are doing this mission. Now, it's almost as if Bungie listened to the community and sort of ditched the captains. Everybody hated getting black orbs thrown at them. Well, now Bungie decided to just hoard the mode with goblins, taken goblins. I'm telling you, there's hundreds of them on this mission alone, and I hate those way more than the captains. Throughout this whole entire mission, there's only 2 or 3 captains, I believe. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3. This particular run was my first run. I know on my second run, I think I only came across 2 of them. One captain was an emissary, and then there's another captain later on in the video during a boss encounter. So you guys will not have to worry about captains in regards to this mission. But once again, if you need help completing this mission, I let the entirety of my run roll out in this video. So you can see exactly where I went, and you can see exactly where you need to go and what enemies you will encounter along the way. I feel like this is the best approach for all of my viewers, or for anybody who's looking for a specific guide. This allows you to just come and look immediately and see what you're going to have to deal with. Now, later on in my run, I switched to Gnawing Hunger. I also use Summoner for long-range solar engagements, which will be necessary later on in the video. Due to certain things being sunset, I had to make changes to what I would use for my loadout, so keep that in mind. Now, I highly suggest that you have a Void Scout Rifle. You will definitely need it for those long range engagements. For my heavy, I use Anarchy the whole time. I did not use any special weapons because I did not want to get too close to anybody. And if you got a sniper, you can use it if you want. I chose not to. Now personally, I don't feel like a sniper rifle is necessary. The only sniper rifle that I currently have that is relevant to this content is a Dord, and there isn't many arc shields on here. You could also try to use a shotgun, but I would not get too close to these enemies, as they'll one bang you instantly and you'll die and you'll have to start over again. I also recommend that you bring with you a arc bow. There aren't many arc shields on here, but it comes in handy. Whether you have an arsenic bite or a point of stag or something like that, it definitely helps out. It's long range, and it satisfies the ammo economy much more efficiently as opposed to a sniper rifle or something like that. It's very easy to get ammo for a bow or for any primary, as you may already know. Now, I will continue to let the gameplay roll out. That way you know what to expect when you are doing this mission for yourself, or whether you're doing this with a group of friends or any random that you may meet on an LFG. Now, once you kill all 3 emissaries, you will open up your ghost. He will lead you to the next encounter. It's not really an encounter, it's the same room that you have been in before when you completed the Hawkmoon quest originally. In there, you will face 4 unstoppable champions. You basically just have to survive. And these champions and all the goblins, all the enemies, they all can one bang you immediately. Now, I suggest that you stick to high ground. Once you kill the first wave of enemies, more will swarm in. A darker tone will come in throughout the game, and you'll see in the background gameplay when that time comes. Now, this room is pretty much just a wide open room, so enemies can rush you and flank you at all sides. That's why I pretty much stuck to the high ground, and that's also why I recommend you using a hunter. Now, I know what you're thinking, why didn't I use a hunter? Well, for Crow, usually during seasonal content, I don't complete all the seasonal content or the requirements on all 3 characters. Sometimes I'll do it on 2, sometimes I'll only do it on 1. And for this season, I did not do any of Crow or any of the Season of the Hunt with my hunter, so therefore I could not use him. It would have taken me more time to go through and do hunts and satisfy Crow's requirements for me to be able to complete this mission and have access to it. When you defeat all the hordes of enemies, I personally assumed the mission was over, but it's not. From there, you will enter into a jumping puzzle. You will transport through a portal, and you will have to locate the Traveler's Shard. Now, this is the same location where you received Hawkmoon originally when you completed that quest. The jumping puzzle has not changed at all, but is still there. Now, the final encounter, you are supposed to draw Savathun out. That is the goal, and it's really just a knight. He is basically a glorified bullet sponge. But of course, Bungie doesn't make it that simple. He has his immunity phases, 2 or 3 in total, depending on how efficient you are and how much damage you cause over time. Now, if you have a fire team with you, you should be able to knock out the final boss fairly quickly. But if you are trying to complete this solo, you will have a more difficult time. There are tons of Void Acolytes that spawn acolyte eyes over and over again, as well as tons of goblins that shield each other repeatedly. So it's best to have a well, or to be able to go invisible, or to have a Titan bubble. Whatever character you play on, make sure you play to your strengths. During the boss fight, when the boss finally goes immune, he will disappear. You will have to kill 2 knights that are on the opposite sides of the map. One will be on the right side, one will be on the left side, and they have solar shields. This is where a solar sniper rifle or a solar auto rifle or something like that will come in handy. However, you will still need a void weapon to withstand all of the acolytes, all of the void shields that you will encounter in that last encounter. So be prepared for that. Now, there is a slight cheese at the last boss encounter as well. If you successfully complete the jumping puzzle and you interact and start the encounter and you do not die, you will be able to walk back towards the jumping puzzle area and the enemies will not rush you, or they will not come up to you and try to kill you. Now, if you run out of heavy ammo and you desperately need some, this is a time when you're out of the actual boss encounter room, you could just dump all of your primary ammo into the wall or just shoot it all out, and the game automatically reloads you full power and full ammo for all of your weapons. So it's definitely a neat little trick for you. This little trick helped me during my second run, and I was able to farm for Hawkmoon much more efficiently. I suggest that you do the same as well, but you cannot die during that final boss encounter, because if you die, then the room will be closed off and you will not be able to use that cheese again, unless you decide to start over, which I do not recommend since it takes so long to get through this mission the first time as it is already. But each time you restart the mission or you decide to do it again because you didn't get the role that you wanted, you could continue to use that cheese. However, at the time I was not aware of this, and when I walked into the room to collect ammunition, I ended up dying. On my second and third runs, however, the cheese worked fine for me. So please keep that in mind when you are doing this mission. When you are completing this mission for the first time, if you do not kill the 2 knights during the immunity phase of the boss, the void acolytes will keep spawning over and over again. So it's definitely important that you kill those and take them down as soon as possible. Otherwise, you will continue to deal with hordes of enemies. The main boss will not spawn back into the map until you have killed both knights. So you will not progress in this final encounter if you do not take out both of those knights and clear the complete room. And from there on, the process repeats itself. Now, once you finally kill the boss, you will be rewarded with 2 additional random rolled Hawkmoons, as well as some bird feathers for the exotic ship quest and the Hawkmoon exotic catalyst. Now, I will be going over the exotic catalyst tomorrow, so please stay tuned for that. This week I will also be publishing a video about how to counter stasis inside the Crucible. I have a sick build for you guys. I can't wait to share it with everyone, and I hope to see more of you guys using it in the weeks to come. And at this time, I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming out and checking out my content today. I hope this helps. I hope you guys find it valuable. And as you guys know, I respect your time and I value your opinions. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. I have new content releasing all the time, and I want to make sure I keep you guys up to date. Don't forget to smash that like button and comment down below if you need raid help or you want to play any other games. You can also comment down below if you want me to cover any other content that comes out in the future. I will be glad to do so. At this time, I'm going to let the background gameplay footage roll out. You can always resort back to this video if you get stuck or if you get lost or anything like that. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming and watching. Until next time, I hope you guys have an awesome day.